Hello students, today we are going to do Unit 2 Chapter 1 Biomolecules Building Blocks. Within that we are going to cover up building blocks of proteins, that is amino acids. So now let us start amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. The term amino acid refers to the molecule having an amino group and a carboxylic functional group. Hydrolysates means if we are going to do the hydrolysis of proteins, then it is going to yield 20 different amino acids. In amino acids, amino group is attached to the alpha carbon atom. The exception to the amino acid is proline, where instead of alpha amino acid, it is alpha amino acid. Let us look at the important properties of amino acids. Amino acids are linked together through a carboxylic acid and amino groups. They result in primary structure of proteins. The bond between two adjacent amino acids is termed to be as the peptide bond, and the chain is called as the peptide chain. There is no freedom of rotation of the molecule about the C and N bond, that is carbon and nitrogen bond. All naturally occurring amino acids have L configuration about alpha carbon position. D amino acids or dextroamino acid are rarely occurring except in bacterial cell walls. Look at the classification of amino acids. So amino acids can be classified depending upon whether the R group is charged, polar or hydrophobic at pH 7.4. Alpha amino acids are falling into three categories depending upon this. First one charged, second one polar, and third one hydrophobic. So R group varies in all the amino acids, and depending upon that we do have this classification. Let us look at the first category of amino acid, that is charged amino acids. So within charged amino acid we do have the charged R group, that is the side chain of the amino acid. Now look at the example arginine, in which within the side chain we do have two amine groups are there and one carboxyl group attached to the alpha carbon atom. So the net charge will be the positive one because of the two amine groups and one carboxylic group. Likewise, if you are going to look at the glutamic acid, there you are finding that two carboxylic acid group is there while one amine group is there. So the net charge is -1. Therefore, both these are the examples of charged amino acids. The second class of amino acids are polar amino acids, in which amino acids with uncharged polar R group or side chain fall. For example, serine and threonine are polar since both carry a hydroxyl group. Asparagine and glutamine carry a polar amide group. The aromatic tyrosine also has hydroxyl group which can donate as well as accept a hydrogen bond. Another amino acid containing sulfhydryl group is also there. It is called cysteine. However, histidine may be both polar and charged depending on the environment and pH of the solution. It has two NH group with a pKa value of around 6. When both groups protonated, the side chain has a charge of +1. However, the pKa may be modulated by the environment inside the protein in a way that the side chain may give away a proton and becomes neutral, or accept a proton becoming charged. This ability makes histidine useful within enzyme active sites. The last category is of hydrophobic amino acids, that is amino acids with hydrophobic R group or side chain. These amino acids do not like to reside in an aqueous environment. For this reason, one generally finds these amino acids buried within the hydrophobic core of the protein or within the lipid portion of the membrane. All hydrophobic residues participate in van der Waals interactions and contribute to the stabilization of the protein core. The hydrophobic amino acids include 9 amino acids. They are glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, proline, methionine, phenylalanine and tryptophan. Glycine, being one of the common amino acid, does not have a side chain. It is often found at the surface of proteins, providing high flexibility to the polypeptide chain. This suggests that it is rather hydrophilic. Proline, on the other hand, is generally nonpolar and has properties opposite to glycine. It provides rigidity to the polypeptide chain. Now, let us talk about some important properties of amino acids. Amino acids have a variety of chemically reactive groups: the alpha amino group, the carboxylic groups, phenolic groups, sulfhydryl groups, and alcoholic groups. One of the distinguishing tests for all amino acids except proline is ninhydrin test, which is the reaction between the alpha amino group of the free amino acid and ninhydrin. Ninhydrin is a powerful oxidizing agent, and amino acids do undergo oxidative deamination, liberating ammonia, carbon dioxide, corresponding aldehyde, and reduced form of ninhydrin. The ammonia formed from alpha amino group reacts with ninhydrin and its reduced product to give a blue colored substance called diketohydrin or Rueman's purple. Proline is an exception which gives a yellow color, as it lacks alpha amino group and it do possess alpha amino group. Certain amino acids give rise to important derivatives such as neurotransmitters. For example, GABA, that is gamma amino butyric acid, derived from glutamic acid. Another is serotonin, which is hydroxytryptamine, derived from tryptophan. Another derivative can be hormone, for example, thyroxine and adrenaline, derived from tyrosine. Plant growth factors can also be derived, for example, auxins, that is indole acetic acid, derived from tryptophan. Some mediators of allergic reactions can also be derived, for example, histamine, derived from histidine. So that's all for amino acids. Thank you.